Hello and welcome to Wingin It. And you joined us again here for another Wingspan tournament game. This one from the Hammer Cops. Happy Hammer Time. We're in the last game of the second round group stage. And it's a pretty simple formula. We have got to win to get through. And if we lose, we are knocked out. So we definitely want to be getting a win here in this game. We're jumping in going second. Stubbing and Bunting in the train. Not quite what you want to see, but let's take a look. The starting hand, and ordinarily I'd say this is pretty good. Galar and Grackle, but yeah, Snow Bunting might complicate things a little bit when you're doing lots of tucking and giving away free tucks to your opponent. Yeah, not ideal, so we'll take a look. Well, they've kept, okay, 4 birds. 4 birds and the nectar, of course, and a seed, so, lots and lots of birds. Maybe, I mean, I'm surely they've got to be picking up Snow Bunting here, but, yeah, they have already kept a lot of birds, so maybe think twice about that. See what we've got on the bonus card. Okay. Definitely not great. I think we might go Passerine. Or do we go Forestator? I honestly think I'm not scoring points from either of these, if I'm completely honest. But Forestator, we might at least get something. So certainly the plan would be, if we do go with this Galar, would be to put it in the forest and use that as the food source. And yeah, maybe a bit of a point scoring as well. And Grackle, I think, in the wetlands makes sense. Cowbed's kind of tempting, but yeah, maybe steer away from that. So okay, let's think about this. I think we'll do something like this. And yeah, I mean, I'm definitely imagining that Snow Bunting's gone, but if we can try and get some of this down and at least start drawing cards and taking food and scoring points, I think that might be just what we have to do. So let's lock that in. And yeah, be a little bit of reacting to my opponent here. But I think the plan is likely to be to play the Grackle. First, start drawing. Indeed, they did pick up Snow Bunting. No surprises there. So yeah, there's kind of 2 ways. You could play the Galar first, take food. You're forcing, you're maybe overpaying a little bit. Could play the Grackle, take cards. I think maybe it actually makes more sense to get this Galar down first, so that when I am taking food, I'm at least getting more food and these points as well. So we can force this, and yeah, take food and then use that to play the Grackle. So sort of, yeah, hoping that Snow Bunting can't quite come out super quickly. Of course, they could play it straight away, we'll see, but with only 2 food, might want to prioritize a forest, bird, or some kind of other brown power. So we'll see. What is it? No, it is Snow Bunting straight away. So that's annoying, but what could you do? Let's go ahead, just take some food. We'll get our tucks, of course. Yeah, they're going to get 1 and they're going to get a free food, so this is, I think this is going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky up against the Snow Bunting. I think this kind of bird is pretty strong regardless, but when the only 2 birds that were really worth keeping in that starting hand were both tucking birds, yeah, it does make it a little bit more difficult. And I'm sure that is going to end with a lot of tucks at the end of the game, but I think we're just going to have to try and work on in spite of that. So Cockatiel going down as well, okay. With the free seed, and it's a brown power that benefits off seeds as well, so yeah, going to have to watch out for that for sure. But yeah, there you go. They've got the forest bird down, so I'm sure they'll be looking to grab extra food here. And yeah, getting some more of these birds down. So we'll kind of see. First end around goal might be a struggle for us. Kind of depends what bird we draw off the top of the deck. But yeah, just it's a question of timing. It's a question of finding the bird, getting the food, playing it, and laying eggs just to qualify for an end of round. Sometimes that feels like you're going a little bit too far out of your way for something that's relatively few points. So we'll see. We'll see how my opponent's going to play this as well. I mean, yeah, if there's any end of round goal that I think both players are likely to ignore, especially on these Oceania boards where eggs are harder to get hold of, I think this is the one. So we'll see on that. But Yeah, I think otherwise we just go and draw, use this Grackle power to at least start getting some eggs. So we're gonna get some eggs in the wetlands, and that is going to help tempo in this early game as well, and maybe do something for the end of round. But yeah, they're taking food, no surprise. We're going to draw Great Crested Grebe. Not bad, to be honest, and neither is this quail, so that might be me going in the forest, because that's another egg source. So yeah, as good as this grebe is, I think I do have to ditch that here, in the interests of quail. So yeah, I think that makes sense to get that down, and yeah, start building up this forest more, because it's going to be annoying giving a point away every time, but there is potential to still overpower, to still build such a strong forest that, you know, I might be giving 1 point away, but if I'm getting 6 or 7 points, then it makes it worthwhile. So yeah, they're drawing maybe just a bit more fuel for the Snow Bunting. But I think we draw again here. I'm just trying to work this out with 4 turns left. I think my plan would be to get this down, so take 2 turns to take the food and then play it, and then I don't really want to take food after that because I'm not going to be able to grab nectar, so I think it makes sense to go and draw. And alright, we're getting more tucking birds. We're getting more tucking birds, which, to be honest, might not be the worst thing in the world. Again, you know, kind of go air sender here almost, and you know, if I'm tucking multiple times and they're only tucking 1, that's okay. So I think, sorry, Puffin, you probably go. And yeah, maybe now I just take food and just play the marten, actually, and hold off on the quail. I could certainly, yeah, when I grab food, keep the extra food for the quail, then maybe if I want to play it later. But I could just try and go in the wetlands here, and again, you know, maybe try and find a mute swan or something, and just really go for it. So that might be the plan, but yeah, this Snow Bunting's going to annoy me, and that barn swallow's going to annoy me as well, so they're going to lay eggs, I guess, a couple of times here with the end of round. Fine by me. We're going to go ahead and take food. And yeah, get ourselves the Galar tucks. This Snow Bunting, honestly, this could easily end with about 20 tucks. I'm trying to rack my brains for the most tucks I've ever seen on a Snow Bunting in a 1v1 game. I have seen it get into double digits before. I think that should not be a problem at all here, but we'll see. That is certainly going to be, yeah, front and centre to their strategy. But look, we've got some good stuff. I think Martin Grackle is a good wetlands. I think that will allow us to dig a little bit more, and then, yeah, keep this quail in reserve. I mean, it might be useful. It sort of works for that next end of round goal if that's something we're looking at. But yeah, I think otherwise we dig and we see what we find, and we look for more tucking birds. So Martin going down here. Could have stuck that in the grasses, could have laid eggs just for the end of round. I don't think that's worth it. I think that's sort of sacrificing the engine and sacrificing the tempo just for a few end of round goal points. And longer term, I'm going to be drawing card support. I'm going to get more benefit, not just from the points, but also from the tucking power cycling through cards. So yeah, they laid eggs twice with the end of round. Unsurprising. We are going to draw, see what we find. Don't think these are especially interesting birds, but that's fine. We'll just keep tucking and we'll keep, yeah, scoring points that way. So it's a 3-point engine. We are giving 1 away to the pink power, so got to be wary of that. But there we go. Win on the end of round goal for my opponents. Maybe no surprise. And not really the tray that we would have wanted. I think I'd have hoped for better than that in this round 2. But we'll go and draw. And actually, it's a good time to draw because Snow Bunting, we've already triggered it once between their turns. So when we tuck again, they're actually not going to get any tuck off this. So definitely, yeah, worth going for it here. And more birds that we're not really looking for. So Hawfinch is sort of tempting, but yeah, I think we're just going to keep trucking on here. So Mallard, you can go. And now this is the point where we're full on the Grackle, and we probably want to try and get something down. So yeah, might be a case of taking food. There's maybe a case for this Screech Owl, if it is going to help on the Forest Data Analyst, and certainly, given the fact that there is now a rat there and not the food of the quail, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and take food. And yeah, get more Galartucks. And I think... yeah, I think we play the Screech Owl. And then that frees up an egg space on the Grackle so we can actually draw again. And I think we want to do that. And we want to see what else we can find. So this Screech Owl, yeah, it's going to help the next end around goal as well. Just get us on the board. That can actually sometimes be a bit of a tricky one. Rats and fish don't always come up on the food cost. So yeah, at least having something down there to qualify is definitely going to be needed. So positive at least. But yeah, we really need to find some more stuff for this wetlands. Because yeah, I have no doubt my opponent will be finding good stuff with the Swallow, with this Bunting. The card cycle is so strong. And of course, a few extra free seeds from my Galart is going to help them play stuff. American Crow is a very nice bird to go in this grass, and so that'll be good for them. We're just going to focus on what we can do for now. This Screech Owl will go down, clear out the egg space. And yeah, I think, I don't know, there is maybe a chance of getting more points off this. We're going to definitely be able to get 3 if we play the quail. But there are quite a lot of small birds that go in the forest. You know, some of those bonus card birds that we might be looking to play later in the game. So if we can get 1 or maybe 2 of those and try and squeeze extra points out of this, could be something worth considering. But we're a long way off that now. We're a long way off that. I don't think we're going to worry too much on that front. So, oh dear, okay. Australian Ibis, right. Yeah, they go full grasslands here now, so yeah, this will be their card source, and then they can tuck and draw and pick up stuff from the tray, so that'll be powerful. And the crow for some eggs as well, so got to watch out for that. Hey, look, we found our own crow, so that could be fun. Red Start, likewise, could be a pretty interesting option here. I think probably the Force's turn can go. Bee Eater can also go. And okay. Is there a way we can get all of this down? I think, in theory, if we sacrifice the quail, we could play Red Star Crow. Just trying to work out like how worth it this is, to be honest. I could just play Fish Crow and just go and keep drawing. Again, is that good or not? Answers on a postcard. I feel like probably... yeah, I feel like probably I stick to the plan here. So it would be take food, play the quail, and then I think we go back to drawing cards. So they're laying eggs. Yeah, you're going to keep the cards, I think, on the Ibis. On the early game, at least, you keep the cards, use them for cycling with the Swallow. Then, as the game goes on, you can always, yeah, start tucking that to this. So I'm trying to rack my brains on the cards I discarded earlier. Atlantic Puffin. Trying to remember if that was tucked or discarded. I'm very much hoping it was tucked, because then they can't get their hands on it. Of course, if it was discarded, that is a whole other story. But right. What do we do? What do we do? Don't think Fish Crow is going to work, because we're not going to have enough eggs to do anything else. So I think we stick with the forest idea. And yeah, I think we do. I don't know. There is a world in which we could play Red Star and Crow, and then use the Crow to clear off the Red Star egg spaces. I'm sort of not convinced that would work terribly well, so I think, yeah, we're just going to grab as much food as we can, get as much nectar as we can. Unfortunately, we are giving away the seed still, but yeah, I think now we do quail in the forest, and yeah, then we go back to this wetlands, and we do very much need to start finding something to add into this wetlands. And it needs to be a point scorer, ideally. If it's more tucking birds, perfect. But something that can score me points, I think, it's going to be high on the shopping list. So yeah, lots of good birds going down for my opponents. So I think they can just cap off this grasslands. Yeah, I did wonder maybe they might pick up the seed caching bird. Maybe with an eye on the send around goal, but also just for a little bit more food. Certainly not a bad idea. Snowy Owl, to be fair, is not bad, so I think if I could, yeah, that might be worth picking up. But I think we still play the quail. I want to make sure this grackle egg space is sorted, so I'm definitely benefiting from that. So what are they playing? Yeah, they're playing the woodpecker straight away. So this is just again a great benefit of Snow Bunting is just being able to like pick up stuff and play it straight away. Between your turns when you got the food for stuff, so very, very nice. I think we do, however, go ahead and play quail. I do sort of expect maybe the snowy owl. It's not going to be there, but I don't think I can afford to go and pick it up without grackle egg space. So 48 points is surprisingly high at this stage of the game. I think lots and lots of tucks and probably lots of nectar points. This is going to be a high scoring one, so I think whichever way the game goes, we'll have both high scores. But yeah, as I said at the start, it's kind of just about trying to overpower Snow Bunting, let them score a lot of points, but just make sure I'm scoring more. At the end of the day, Wingspan is a simple game. Just score more points than your opponent. But yeah, easier said than done. So yeah, it looks like they're laying eggs. They're caching on the woodpecker, so that's definitely interesting. Definitely confident on their abilities to gain food. That they're so willing to cache at this stage of the game. So pure points, you don't knock it, but yeah, this grasslands is it's definitely good. So, and all right, back around to us. They did indeed pick up the snowy owl, but they revealed a king rail, which I'm not saying it's great for me, but it would be great for them. So I think I need to block that regardless. House wren, to be fair, that's the kind of small bird I'm looking for. Maybe a bit too small. I'd need something even smaller to play after that, but it could be an option. Up in the forest. So see what else you find. Peregrine falcon. That's what we like to see. That's definitely more what I was having in mind for adding into this wetland engine. So that's going to be good. And good for the next end around. King route we will pick up and just, as I say, just block that. Get that out of the way. And don't let them have it. So yeah, I think next round we can take food. We can get this falcon down. Ooh, black-headed gull. That would have been very nice if I could have got my hands on that. Shame that I won't. But yeah, we can, as I say, take food next round. Hopefully some of that nectar is still there. And as I say that, one of them goes. But yeah, we can hopefully get this falcon down. Hopefully keep up the point scoring here in this wetlands. As I say, if I could pick any bird, if someone wants to show up, I certainly wouldn't say no. Certainly wouldn't say no. That would really cap off this wetlands into something very, very strong. So yeah, I will cross my fingers and hope that comes up. But definitely it remains to be seen. So we win that end of our goal. That's nice. That is definitely going to help us out. And we come into round number 3. Noisy Miner. Probably the standout bird there, but getting a little bit late for that to really come into use. Not too sure anything else there is going to be super impactful for us, but yeah, we're going to be heavily relying on this falcon. This is going to need to hit basically every time. I think it's going to need to score us a lot of points if we are to stand a chance. So wild turkeys popped up. So they did pick up the noisy miner. That's kind of interesting. With the snowy owls, so yeah, I think they might want that turkey as well. Again, I can't really go out of my way to block that, so we're going to take food. I think, yeah, I think house wren, you've got to go. Sorry, in the interest of getting more food, I think you got to go. So California quail is going to get an egg, and screech owl is going to get a cache. So that is absolutely welcomed. So 4 points, 4 points in that forest now. We are still giving away 1, but 4 points. And hopefully with this falcon in the wetlands, that could be 4 points there as well. So look, if we're scoring 4 points no matter what we're doing, and we're gaining cards, and we're gaining eggs, or potentially gaining food in that forest, so that we could play more stuff later. That's definitely not a bad position to be in. So yeah, there is every chance. 10 tucks already. We're like halfway through the game, just going into round 3, and it's already on 10. So yeah, that's it's more than pretty much every bird I've got is going to have individually. So yeah, just gotta truck on. So that's interesting actually. So ibis, they have been tucking, or at least once they've tucked there. So maybe sort of half satisfied with what they're finding. And yeah, caching a lot on this woodpecker. I've got to say, I think if I was in this position, I'd be keeping this food. I think, you know, you want to be getting food to play birds. It's not the strongest of grasslands in terms of point scoring, so you know, you look at this as a resource engine for gaining cards, gaining food, and sort of passively tucking and cycling through, and then you use those resources to gain more points from playing birds. So we'll see how it works out for them, but I'm not gonna focus too much on that because it's out of my control. But what is in my control is what I'm doing. So Falcon is going to go down. Yeah, we're sort of getting something more for this end around, guys. So they did pick up, I think it was the dipper, the wetland bird. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure that's what they necessarily need. Although it looks like they might be drawing cards here, so clearly not that satisfied with what the ibis is finding. If they are drawing cards, so want to keep an eye on for sure there. But yeah, we will also draw cards, and the turkey tempts me. The turkey tempts me as a nice big point play. So we'll see if it's still there, but otherwise I think we do just need to keep drawing cards. See what we find. Honestly, whilst the snipe might not be a bad pick up and play either. It's 5 points for just 1 food. You could do a whole lot worse than that. Giving away cards, yeah, maybe not the best idea, but we'll see. We'll see. I might have to be spending eggs. I might have to be spending nectar. Just to give myself the time, but also the sight of cards here, because I think that is going to be key. And alright, back round onto us. Opponent took food, so yeah, maybe did they draw cards last turn or the turn before? They definitely drew cards at some point because there's a cube on there. But yeah, taking food now, so yeah, maybe we'll see a bird being played in a second. But we are going to draw. Okay, Power Crossbill again for a Stater Analyst. So not a bad option there. And maybe getting more food as well. Ringbill Gull. Okay, now we're talking. I think there is still time to make that work. So yeah, I think we will go ahead and make that work. That is good for us. Hitting there. Wedge-tailed Eagle. That's a risky one, and I don't think... Well, actually... do we go for that? Purely because it's got 3 rats in its food cost, and would that basically guarantee the end of rounds? I'm glad I caught myself there, because I very nearly just automatically tuck that out of frustration. How, you know, frustrating a power this can be. Missing a lot, but I think probably throughout the rest of this game, it's already more points than this. I don't know. This is a guaranteed point every time. This is a gamble, but maybe we need a gamble. Maybe we need a gamble in this game. I could take food, assuming I get some nectar or some rats, and then just play it straight up. I would go in the wetlands and then go back to drawing cards. I think this has potential to swing this end around, because I think my opponent is shaping up to play something. And I think they'll play something that has maybe 2 or 3, or 1 or 2, I should say, fish or rats in their food cost. This might be jinxing it. I'd be really surprised if they play something worth more than that. So I think at the very least this will tie, and this might win us instead of losing, and that's a big swing. So we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. I don't know if this is the right play or not. It's the risky play, but I do feel like we need to take that risk. in this position because it's a difficult position and it's not looking good. So yeah, let's go for the eagle gamble. And look, if this hits every time and wins us the game, I'm gonna look like a genius. And if this misses every time and we lose by like 3 points or something, I'm gonna look a little bit silly. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So, okay, is that taking more food, or is that egg laying and resetting? That might be egg laying. And if it is, that's good news for us because there's 2 nectar there. So we can grab those. And get this eagle down. It's going to clear out a couple of egg spaces on the grackle as well, which is important. That just gives us a bit more time to just go and draw cards. And yeah, I think I'm just trying to plan out that last round as well at this point in terms of how many times we draw cards. We're going to have to play a bird because of that end of round goal. It might be beneficial to play 2, but it depends what we find, and it depends what my opponent does as well. So yeah, I think at the very least we'll be in a position to draw once or twice in that final round. So they did lay eggs. And okay, yeah, getting a bit more food with this crow. So we'll see what they can do for the end of the round. We can grab these 2 nectar, which is nice. Egg on the quail. No miracles from the screech owl this time, but more galah tucks and more food for them. So yeah, every time I'm giving away food, think of this as worth a point. There's many ways this food could be a point. They could throw it for an egg. You know, you skip the crow and save an egg instead of discarding to get the food. You know, you cash 1 extra time on this woodpecker instead of gaining. So yeah, I think every time I'm giving away the food here, it's basically a point, and they're getting the point. So it's kind of nullifying the galah, unfortunately. But I've got to take that risk. I've got to go for it. I've got to hope that maybe that food's not worth it for them, or hope that it misses entirely. Because it is still points for me at the end of the day. So yeah, 71 of them already. As I say, this will be a high score, but good score for my opponent as well. I don't doubt. And 2 bonus cards. Definitely worrying that there's like an omnivore going on or something. That would certainly be pretty nice. But yeah, 3 on this. I'm really trying to think like what the dream birds would be. In that last round, I think, yeah, plenty of those small birds, those small forest birds, maybe like a cerulean warbler or something, so we don't even have to take food, and we can just play that, and then go back to drawing cards. That might be the way, but yeah, anything that's smaller than the quail, I think, that's going to be what we're looking for. And if we can find a nice double play to maybe max this out, that might be the ticket that we are after here. So it looks like more egg laying, more seed grabbing. So they've got nectar, fish, rat. So they could, in theory, unless they're going to do some forcing. I'm really trying to rack my brains as to what I did with Puffin, and I'm very much hoping I tucked rather than discarded it. But yeah, they are still laying eggs, and yeah, this ibis. I don't know. Maybe this is the point where you start tucking on that because you've got lots of cards. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, actually, they did grab another nectar there. So if they're double playing or something here, we're in trouble. But I think at this point, we've made our bed. We're going to play the eagle. So yeah, that puts us in a good position on this end of round. We'll remain to see whether it makes a difference. Because I'm trying to remember what we've seen come up in the tray. They definitely picked up something. What have they played? Black Noddy. Okay. Well, do you know what? I think that makes the eagle still worth it because it's a tie when we would have lost. So it's 3 points more than if we hadn't played it. So fine by me. It's still going to need to do some work hitting when we draw cards. So what can we find? Not a lot of good stuff, right? You got to be a big bird. That's not a big bird. That's not a big bird. So a little bit annoying. Could keep this actually because ties count on the bonus card, so might be something we look at. You are not something we're going to look at, so we'll get rid of you. But okay, yeah, that will trigger the Snow Bunting. But again, as we had at the end of round 1, going into round 2, assuming that we draw cards, or I suppose even if we took food and tucked, but I'm imagining I'm going to want to draw cards here. We're not going to trigger Snow Bunting again, so We get around it a little bit there, but 80 points, yeah. 80 points. It's good. Is it good enough? We come into the final round. What have we got at the tray? Well, we got a double bird. Okay, we have got a double bird, which is definitely good. So now I need something that's 30 or less that could go in the forest. And that is going to be definitely helpful. So yeah, I suppose we could always pick that up with the marten, but is any of these other ones worth picking up? Is that spotless crake worth picking up? No, don't think so. Well, okay. Be big. You were not big. Both of those, well, actually no. The hummingbird would have been really good for the double place. That's a bit of a shame, but all right. Now we definitely pick this up. Now I think we tuck you. And okay. I think we have to draw again. I think we have to draw again and just see, because if we draw cards, we take food, we then double play. That was a very quick turn. Noisy miner. Okay. So now they are going to be starting to use these. And yeah, this is a scarily strong engine, and omnivore definitely looks likely. So, yeah, I think we got to draw again because none of these are really worth playing. And I'm going to see a lot of cards. I'm going to have to discard an egg, but if I can find, I'm definitely wishing I still had that Pirate Crossbill Rebellion, but if I can find a nice small bird, that might do. That will definitely do. Okay. I'm glad I drew. We may as well discard the egg because we're going to miss out on it anyway. Little penguin. Okay, please be big. Thank you. Never been more happy to see a raven. Maybe that's not true, but I was definitely happy to see it there. Okay, but you're going to miss, so. Right, now we do... Yeah, more tucking. Oh, and okay. Can we... How much of this can we get down? We take food once. Just trying to work out like if there's a world that we can take food and play a wetland bird as well. I'm not sure there is. How much would this woodpecker be? It's 3 more points from the bonus card, 3 more points to play it, 2 eggs. So it's 4 points. And then we draw cards again for... Yeah, I think that's worth it. I don't think it's worth it to take food and then say play Warbler and play Bold Eagle. I think it's better to do the double play and then just draw cards. Again, it would kind of be relying on the Eagle hitting. We'll work it out. Because, yeah, Eagle would be 7 points. But as I said, this woodpecker was at 4 points. And then if I play the woodpecker and not the eagle, I get an extra turn. And I spend that turn drawing cards, and yeah, worst case scenario, it's 3 points for me. Because I give one away. So I think... And this keeps extra food. I don't know, I mean, it's playing another bird. I think my opponent's going to try and play more birds, but they've just played Noisy Miner, so they want to lay eggs. If this is so complicated, because if I can get the food... I mean, can I even get the food? That's the question, because I've got a seed in my supply, which is not helpful for this. So I don't even know if that would be possible to play the extra birds, so... Yeah, I think we got to take food here. There's no two ways about it. And do we actually? Maybe we don't discard the card if we're going to do the double play. Oh, I've got no nectar in the grasslands, and that's really annoying me. But I don't think there's a whole lot I can do about that at this stage. Like, is that then more worth it? Warbler in the wetland. Oh, in the wetlands. Warbler in the grasslands. I save 2 eggs and I get 2 more nectar points. So Warbler on its own in the grasslands is better than Warbler on its own in the forest, because it's only 2 more. Only 2 more bonus points, which then means this double play is even less worth it. But I don't think I can get the food to, say, play Warbler and Eagle, unless I get food to play the Eagle. There's like a million fish, and I can play that and then force the Warbler. But then I'm not spending a Nectar. This is a complicated situation. I think the best play is still just that double play in the forest. And I think because of that, I think I skip because I want to give my Screech Owl a chance of hitting here. And I can still double play. So will it make a difference? No. That's a shame. But look, there we go. That's all the fish I would have needed. Would that have mattered? Could I have done that? Possibly. But I suppose actually I would have re-rolled and then the Galar would have re-rolled again. So that might not actually be what would have come up. But yeah. I'm one food away from being able to play the Eagle and then force the Warbler with 4 fish. So that would have been entertaining. For sure. But yeah, sadly not how this is going to play at the end here. So I think we just do this double play in the forest. I think that is still worth it. My opponent actually has not spent any Nectar in the forest, so I would sort of assume the next step picking up here that we are going to see a forest play. But yeah, this engine. So you lay 4 eggs. You then get an egg and 2 tucks. You then get another tuck and another tuck. So you give away 1 egg to me, but I think that's still like 8 points, maybe 7 if you use the crow. So that's very, very strong and very, very scary. And yeah, I do worry. I do worry it's going to be enough to get them over the line here, because yeah, not been loads of big point plays. Noddy was huge for them for sure, tying the end around goal as well. So looks like they are still going ahead, laying eggs. Absolutely makes sense when your engine is as strong as that. So yeah, if I had more space in my wetlands, a bold eagle into then little penguin with those 3 fish again would have been quite fun. Wedge-tailed eagle kind of ruining the mood here a little bit, but it did help for the end of round goal, so I can't be too mad. Right, more free eggs. More free eggs. Are they grabbing more nectar? Yes. So yeah, they probably lay eggs again and then place something in the forest that's gonna be worth 3 nectar. And yeah, I think we just go for it. So we use a seed here, clear out some egg spaces. We then play these, clear out these egg spaces, I suppose. And there we go. Somehow, one way or another, we managed to max this out. So I'm definitely glad I kept this over whatever the other awful bonus card was at the start, because it's definitely helped. 109. Ugh. I don't know. I have a horrible feeling this is going to be painfully close. I'd almost rather lose this by about 10 or 15 points. But I have a horrible feeling it's going to be a very, very slim margin. And I'm going to come to regret some of these plays and some of these decisions. But we're in the hands of the gods now, because we're going to draw cards and we need Eagle and Falcon to hit. And if they both hit, we're getting points. We're doing well. If they miss, we're not getting points and we're not doing well. So is that another free egg? It is. Do you know what? Blue-winged Warbler. You can have it. Another nectar, it looks like. So yeah. Really stressing over what that bird could be. We shall see. But we're going to draw here. Okay, at least it's not Kakapo. That would have been amazing, though. Maybe better than the Warbler, but never mind. Come on. Wedge-tailed Eagle. Too small. At least the Falcon hits, though, so... yeah, not great. I think that Eagle went 1 for 4. So, yeah, you kind of hope for better than that. I think it was still worth it over the goal, but... yeah, I was hoping for more, so... we'll see what this final play is. It's going to wither the end of round goal as well, though, so that's going to be super strong. And yeah, Snow Bunting, I think, is going to get its 17th tuck, which is a bit crazy. So very, very strong, very, very nice for my opponent. And And yeah, what is this final play? 3 nectar in the forest. Could be a double play into a bonus card. Could be... Oh, it's that wild turkey, of course. Okay, so that's nice. Big points for them. And yeah. Mixed bag on the nectar. I think we did win 2 out of 3, but we didn't even qualify in the grasses, so that sort of nullifies a bit of the impact. But yeah, we slightly come out ahead on the nectar. We'll see if that makes a difference as we come here into the final score. So yeah, we have a good sense of where our score is at. But I've not really gone through and counted my opponent. So what is their bonus card? 7. Okay, so it wasn't Omnivore, but it was still a good one. We're pretty neck and neck here. We're going to need to pull a bit of a lead. And I don't think that's going to be the case because, yeah, their tucks are going to be a little bit crazy. So we definitely had a lot as well. Is it enough? How close can we get in this game? No, not close enough, unfortunately. And with the nectar, we are going to fall to defeat here. So 132 is the final score for my opponent, 118 for us. So yeah, that's just a very, very painful one. Snow Bunting, what can I say? Citizen Scientist, making it work. And Nest Box Builder. So yeah, that's the power of the Snow Bunting. It's not just the points, which I think, yeah, the points on their own were just about enough of a difference. But it's the card cycle. It's that passive power. You know, you've been able to find strong birds. Really, really powerful indeed. So yeah, kind of wish I wasn't shoehorned into going with a tucking approach at the start with Galar and Grackle, but not really sure I could have done much other approach there. So at least it wasn't close. At least I can't blame the eagle. I'll blame the Snow Bunting, or maybe blame myself for tucking so much there. But there we go. That is unfortunately the end of our road in this tournament. Hopefully you enjoyed watching all of the games, and there will definitely be more to come in other tournaments in future. So if you want to see those, please do hit that subscribe button. Please do make sure you're following along, and I hope to see you in another game very, very soon.